and welcome to Wednesday of Jam. We hope you've had an amazing week so far and you're so excited for everything else we have planned for you this week.
Today, me and Brainwave are going to try and fix some improvements to the Mega Machine. I really want anything we put into it to come out with a lot more force and be a lot more exciting whenever it comes out.
You do have to admit, it is a wee bit boring how everything just kind of like pops out the side, isn't it?
It's not the most exciting machine. But first,
yes,
it's time for Boffin and Brainwave's workout bonanza. So,
okay, everyone at home, you should know how to do this by now. Clear space, get hydrated, and get ready to do some exercise with us.
Okay, ready? Let's go. So, as always, some stretches. Stretches to start. Oh.
Remember to get your mum and dads involved and whoever else is with you.
Oh, big stretches. Okay, and now for one that we do all the time, star jumps. Oh, feel the burn. Oh, yeah. Okay, and now for a new one, get ready, get the floor. Time for some press-ups.
These are hard, Boffin.
Oh, come on, Brainwave.
I really think we need to get practicing these a bit more.
Okay, well, we'll do some more of them tomorrow.
Yes.
Good job for today.
Yes.
We'll do some more, try and get a bit better at those, at the press-ups.
Definitely.
But now, let's try and make some improvements, see if we can get this a whole lot better.
Yes.
So,
Definitely.
let's see. Should we
try that?
try this?
Let's try that.
Okay, let's see. Let's put this in. See what happens.
Oh,
So it's still a bit broken.
it's really exciting.
Let's try. Should we rejig some things?
Yeah.
Try that.
Okay.
We put it back in again. Let's see what happens this time. Okay, slightly more exciting.
Okay.
Slightly more.
Right, let's try
one more thing.
Press a couple more things. Yeah, that was good.
One more. Perfect. Okay.
Right, you
I have a good feeling about this one.
Me too.
Let's see what happens. Okay. Let's see. Yes!
Yes!
Oh, that is much better. So much better. That is exactly what I wanted.
I'm so glad we were able to fix the Mega Machine button. Now everything that we put in it shoots out with so much more power.
And I reckon the way our machine is so powerful is definitely similar to how Jesus is so powerful. And I think today you kids are going to learn all about how powerful Jesus was and how he was powerful in so many different ways.
But until then, me and Boffin are going to have to say goodbye.
We hope you have an amazing day, you enjoy the craft and the singing, and we'll see you all tomorrow for our next test of the Mega Machine. Bye. See you all tomorrow!
Every morning when I wake, I get ready, got my armor for the day. I get ready, this way, I know you're with me every step I take. Whoa, this way, I know you're with me every step I take. Got the sword of the Spirit, the shield of faith, the belt of truth around my waist. When I feel weak, you make me strong, never back down. Got my God suit on. Every battle that I face, I'll be ready when the arrows fly my way. Hold me steady, singing this way, I know you're with me every step I take. Whoa, this way, I know you're with me every step I take. Got the sword of the Spirit, the shield of faith, the belt of truth around my waist. When I feel weak, you make me strong, never back down. got my God suit on. Your saving grace will guard my head. Your righteousness like a bulletproof vest. The good news shoes were made to run, never back down. Got my God suit on, I never back down. Got my God suit on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Got my hands in the air and the praise on my lips. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Every battle that I face, my God has won. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Got my hands in the air and your praise on my lips. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Never back down. Got my God suit on, singing this way, I know you're with me every step I take. Whoa, this way, I know you're with me every step I take. Got the sword of the Spirit, the shield of faith, the belt of truth around my waist. When I feel weak, you make me strong, never back down. Got my God suit on, your saving grace will guard my head. Your righteousness like a bulletproof vest. These good news shoes were made to run, never back down. Got my God suit on, I never back down. Got my God suit on.
Okay, boys and girls, it's now time for today's story. Now, in the drama this morning, Bolton and Brainwave told us all about how powerful Jesus is. And today, I wanted to show you some photos of people who I think are really powerful, and I want you to see if you can tell me who they are. So, does anyone know who this guy is? Yes, that's right, it's Superman. And Superman is really powerful because he can fly. And what about this guy? It's the Hulk, yes. And he's really, really super strong. And who is this? I think more of the girls might know this one. That's right, it's Elsa. And she's really powerful because she can freeze things. And all of these people are so cool because they have so many superpowers. But I want to show you a photo of one more person who I think is even more powerful than all three of them. Now, can anyone tell me who this guy kind of looks like? That's right, it's Jesus. And Jesus is so much more powerful than all of them, but in a slightly different way. And today, we're going to hear a story about how Jesus was so powerful. Today's story is about a man called Jairus. That's quite a funny name, isn't it? Do you want to maybe say it with me? Jairus. Okay, so in today's story, whenever I say the word Jairus, I want you to stroke your beard because Jairus was a really wise and important man. And whenever I say the name Jesus, I want you to flex your muscles and be really strong because Jesus is so powerful. And whenever I say the word sick, I want you to be sad and maybe rub your tummy because it's a wee bit sore. Okay, so in the Bible, there was a man called Jairus, and he was really important and very wise. But Jairus had a daughter who was maybe about the same age as some of you boys and girls, and she became really, really sick. And Jairus knew that he needed to go get help. So Jairus went as fast as he could to go find this man called Jesus, because he had heard about how powerful he was and how many people he had helped to get better. And whenever Jairus found Jesus, he told him all about how his daughter was so sick. And Jesus told him, "Trust me, your little girl will get better." So Jesus and Jairus went as fast as they could back to see this little girl. But when they got there, the little girl had died because she was so sick. But when Jesus got there, he took her hand and he whispered very quietly in her ear, "Wake up." And as soon as he did that, the little girl jumped out of bed and she was alive and well again. How cool is that? So just like Superman and the Hulk and Elsa. Jesus is so, so powerful. He may not be super strong, he may not be able to freeze things, and he might not be able to fly, but God gave Jesus such special powers to be able to help everyone and make a difference in their lives. And just like Jesus made a difference in those people's lives, whenever we get to know Jesus and we pray to him and talk to him or read stories about him in the Bible, he can start to make a difference in our lives too and help him in whatever way we ask. How cool is that? I hope you enjoyed today's story, and maybe you'll go out and tell whoever you see the rest of the day all about what you learned and heard.
Hi guys, welcome back to another day at Jam. We're going to go back into our memory verse that we've been doing throughout the week, and I think at this point we should know the memory verse quite well, okay? So I'm just going to introduce a few actions for you just to know what we're doing, okay? So with me, sitting at home, if you guys want to just follow along with what I do, okay? So our verse is, how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ. Ephesians 3 verse 18. Okay, so for our actions, we're going to do wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ. Okay, so if you want to say it along with me and do your actions, and make sure your mums and dads get involved. Okay, so we'll go back to the start. How wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ. We'll go again. How wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ. Ephesians chapter 3 verse 18.
Morning, boys and girls. Hope you're enjoying this week at Jam. Imagine Wednesday already. Some wonderful Bible stories and some great lessons I've learnt already. Today's story you find in Mark chapter 5, and it was all about Jairus and his little daughter who wasn't well. Now I want you to think about when you're not well. Sometimes you're sick enough to have to cuddle up in bed, aren't you? And today's craft, we're going to make a beautiful blanket to remind us that when you're sick and not feeling well, it's lovely to have a nice comfort blanket. But we're making it for a more important reason. We're making our blanket today to remind us about the little girl who was so sick and whose daddy went to look for Jesus to see if he could help her. So I'm going to show you an example. We're going to make a beautiful woven blanket, and you're going to be clever enough to be able to make this. So let's see if you've got all the things that you need. I've made a couple of examples here, look. So it really, if you've got nice fancy paper, girls, some of you at home might have a lot of craft stuff and you might want to do something like that. But basically, I'm going to start with 3 pieces of paper. Now, I've got different coloured paper, so I'm going to choose 3 different colours. But if you're at home and maybe mommy's just got printing paper, then you get 3 white sheets of paper, and I'll show you how to fix that in a little while, and it'll not matter. I am going to set down 2 sheets. I'm going to choose my colour for the basis of my blanket, and then this is what we do. So if you fold, widthwise, if you fold your sheet like that, and then we're going to cut it into slices. So to make sure we get it right, I just like to know halfway. So I'm going to fold it again, just to mark it. Now, do you see the lovely crease? Now, I've got grown-up scissors, but if you're at home, if you've only grown-up scissors, get mummy to help you or a grown-up to help. If you've got your safety scissors, then you're going to be able to do this yourself. Now, the page that you have folded, and you've marked the halfway line, okay, we are going to cut slits up this, but we're not going right to the top because then it would fall off. We just want to go up to about this close to the top. But I'm going to start in the middle because that's the easiest one. Look, there's my crease line. I'm going to cut up that, and I'm going to stop before I get to the end. Now, I'm going to say, oh, that's about halfway. I will cut there. That's about halfway. I will cut up there. And then I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to say, oh, that's about the middle of that one. And I'm going to cut up there. And that's about the middle of that one. And I'll cut up there. And again. So I'm going right across my sheet, hopefully making nice slits that are all roughly the same size. Now notice I use the word roughly because it really doesn't matter. And let's face it, some of our comfort blankets that we have on our favourite ones are quite tatty, aren't they? So it doesn't really matter. But look, so there we are, look. Bit like the lanterns you sometimes make in school. So that's the basis of our blanket, and we're going to weave our blanket. Now, my other two sheets, you might need help with the grown-up. I'm going to be very clever and put them together, okay? And then I'm going to, I have to remember the right way to fold these and to slip them. I am going to fold those in half, okay? And then I'm going to fold them in half again. And then I'm going to fold them in half again. Look, okay? So open it all out, because I'm not very good at getting things all the same size. Look at all my lovely lines. And I'm going to, you're going to cut up every one of these. Look, I'm cutting up where I've creased the lines. I'm going to cut them all up in the two colours. Okay, now that would take me all day. It'll take you a little while. Maybe Mummy would help you. Cut up both sheets, look, and it's a bit like Blue Peter. Look at the ones I did earlier, okay? So I have some ready, and I hope they're the right size for this. Now, we're going to go under and over. You maybe have done this before. So I'm going to pick my first colour. I'm going to go to my nice blanket. Now, I'm going to start with over, because it's easier. So I'm going to go over the first one, and I'm going to go under the second one, and then over. I'm sure you've done this in school. I'm sure you've maybe already done this. So we're going over, under, over, under, over, under, over, and under. And there's the first wave of our blanket. Now I'm going to pick my other colour, and I'm going to do the opposite. So I went over on that one. So I'm going to sneak under the first slit, and I'm going to come up through the other one. Okay, so now we're going under and over and under and over, and you do that right across and catch in. Now I have to remember where I am. That's an over, that's an under, and that's an over, and we'll slide that one up. Look, see how it's working. Do you know, I was just thinking of that little girl being so ill, and her daddy being so worried about her. And I'm sure she was wrapped up in bed in her comfort blanket. But you know, wasn't it wonderful that Jairus, that her daddy knew who to go to who could really help her? And he went out looking for Jesus. I think that's so exciting, because he knew who to go to see. And when he got there, even when his servant came and said, it's too late. It is too late, don't bother Jesus. Jesus just looked at him and said, just you believe in me. And he brought him back to the house, and Jesus sorted it all out and made the little girl better, even though she had actually died. Now, our comfort blanket. What colour next? We've got our pink, we've got our green. I go back to my pink again. And again, we've gone over, we've gone under, we go over and under. Now, you do that for the whole of the sheet, and it will end up looking like this. And, as you can see, the only thing that makes this difficult, and I'll show you now, look, here's what I did earlier, a nice big piece of sellotape, because the ends are all loose. And if you go to lift this one up, they'll all fall off. So look, there's my over. So on this side, I'm going to stick a bit of tape on there and wrap it around the other side. And then again on the other side. So you're going to need, when you've plaited it all and made your sheet, just stick off the ends with sellotape. Look, you can, I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Do you see the wee shiny bits? I have stuck down all of the edges on that side, and on that side, and on that side. And then look, perfect. And that would do your teddy bear, it would do your dolly. You can put it down and you can remember the story about Jesus healing the little girl. And I think even more importantly, the fact that Daddy believed and trusted Jesus and realised that he could help him and that he could make his little girl better. Now, some of you might be sitting there with loads of craft stuff in the house and you're thinking, what all can I use? Look, I have fancy papers because I love craft. So you might want to use something like that. You might be sitting in the house and saying to Mummy, why do we only have white printing paper? It doesn't matter, look, I had white printing paper. So what I did was, I cut all my strips, they'll all be the same and they'll all be white. But look, I coloured some in, so you could take your colouring pencils and colour some in a different colour. You could take felt tips, which I didn't do, and make like squiggly lines along your strips or make them dotty, or I wouldn't colour your strips in with felt tips or you'd be there for a week. But you could do designs on your strips. And the other thing I have, and lots of people have now, I've little stampers. Now I've wee posh ones, but you might have the felt tip ones. And you could look, I just did that little strip, I just did little butterflies and bumblebees. So you don't need to have, don't panic if you don't have coloured paper. You can make your paper strips different. And then you'll have a design that's very different. And boys, if you're not into butterflies and flowers, and you're not into flowery paper, look, you might have some of, you know, this wonderful tape that you get now. Well, look, there's lovely footballers and all on them. Mummy might have some of that in the house. And look, I just covered one of my strips in footballs. And even if you don't have those, couldn't you draw footballs on your white strip and then feed it in? Lots of things you can do, and you'll end up with your comfort blanket. And the point about the blanket is to remind you about today's story. The little girl was really ill, she died, but Jairus, her daddy, went and sought out Jesus. Jesus realised that the man knew that he could help the little girl, and he went back to the house with him, even when people had said it was far too late. And he went into the little girl and said, no, she will be fine. And he took her by the hand and he raised her up and brought her back out to her mummy and daddy again. Isn't that a wonderful story? So there you are, boys and girls. I hope you enjoy making this. Take your time when you get started, but it is quite simple and it will be lovely when you have finished yours. And maybe you could send some pictures, maybe you could send some pictures of them in on our church line and let us see how you've got on with them, okay? Bye for today.
Well, kids, we hope you've had a great day doing your craft, hearing your story and learning the memory verse. Come back here tomorrow to have even more fun with me and Bolton.